this is part B of this Pully question. And so they've been given this graph. Now, looking at the axis here, it's quite a weird thing of m against this big old term here. And the question is kind of like, well, why would you bother? Well, they've given you this equation. 4 minus x over y square rooted, right? Well, what we've got here is basically the equation of a straight line. That's y is equal to mx. And I know we want to do a plus c, but this should be going through the intercept, which is not. That's a whole different thing we can talk about another day. The big idea here, though, is rather than say plotting m against x or m over x over y and having to do a load of calculations, by plotting m against this term, the gradient of this line is w over g. So that makes our life a lot easier. So they kind of do this quite nicely. Draw your line of best fit. You did that wonderfully. It then says work out what the gradient is. Now, again, it's a skill we need to work on. I've got lots of you just kind of doing this teeny tiny little triangle to work out the gradient, or picking a point here and a point here. Now, there might be really lovely points on your line, but the idea is the bigger we make our triangle, or the further apart we have our 2 points that we use to work out the gradient, the more we're reducing the error. And whilst I don't think it's been a problem in any of the questions that we've done recently, all it takes is a slight misstep here in terms of the number we're reading, and then you're outside of the bounds of what they're accepting. So I think you end up getting the gradient as being about 0.46, or at least that's what I got when I was doing it. There's a bit of a range, like 0.45 up a little bit as well, right? But let's say that's our gradient. The next part then goes, right, let's work out what W is if G